So man, let's jump right into it, man. You know, for the people that's tapped in with us right now, you know what I'm saying? My assistant connected us because she thought that you and I had similar stories. You I watched a video and you was talking about where you was at on La Brea, and I want to say it was Hollywood. And you screamed out your car. Your window had got knocked out. You had just got the car back. I want you to take me back to that moment and actually share that story, because I want to inspire somebody that might be in that situation right now today.
(2011) August, 3:43 in the morning, lowest point of my life. $200,000 in debt. Girlfriend had just broke up with me. I didn't know how to love myself, so I didn't know how to put the love out. So my daughter pretty much disowned me. And it got to the point where I didn't care whether I live or I died. And my life just kept getting worse. And then, you know, every once in a while you say, can it get any worse? And then it starts getting worse. I didn't know that anything that I was saying was literally causing my life. And then it got to the point where I laid down in the middle of the road and I didn't care whether or not a car ran me over. I literally wanted to die that night, but something told me to get back up. And I remember it was 3:43 in the morning. My window was busted out. It was raining. It was like slightly raining. And then there was like Scotch tape and a white t-shirt from my storage unit on the right side of my window. And I call it my moment of awakening. That's when I yelled out. I didn't know who I was yelling out to. I was just so tired of life. When life just gets so difficult, all my life I've always focused on what I don't want. I don't want this kind of girl. I don't want to be broke. I don't want. And every time I focus on what I don't want, it just kept happening over and over and over. This was the first time in my life I focused on exactly what I wanted and how I wanted to feel. So in my moment of awakening, I just broke down and I was like, okay, I'm tired of fighting. I don't want to fight anymore. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. I want to be surrounded by nothing but positive people. I just want to inspire people. And I want to make a bunch of money, but I want the money to represent something that I passionately believe in. Just show me a sign. Show me a sign. Show me a sign. A week later, I'm at the gas station. My last $2. And a homeless guy, quote unquote, homeless guy walks up to me and asks me for money. He had more money than me. And I say, you have more money than me. And it was almost like his pupils changed. And he goes, change your mindset, change your life. Change your mindset, change your life. Change your mindset, change your life. Change your mindset. And he starts walking away. I'd never in my life heard words that stopped me in my track. Like, it was almost like everything that I heard in my life in that very moment was a lie. So I'm like, here, and change your mindset. So if I think the same thoughts, then my life is going to stay the same. So it was like a conscious interrupt. And in that moment, I said, if I do different with the same circumstance, then my life will change. From that point on, every day for the last almost 7 years, it started for me going to the escalators. Normally I would take the escalators and I would say, change your mindset, change your life. So I would take the stairs. Normally I would use gel soap, change your mindset, change your life. So I'm gonna use bar soap. Normally I wouldn't listen to that person who had a better quality of life that I was living. And so I actually started listening. Normally I wouldn't read that book, change your mindset, change your life. Read the book. Normally I wouldn't go to this seminar, change your mindset, change your life. So out of everything I never would have done came the life I always wanted. So on the other side of the life that I was resisting was the door to more. And change your mindset, change your life concept was the key that opened up that door.
And with that said, you know what I'm saying? I wanna, with everything that you said, we got 19 keys sitting here. So I want you to, keys, if you can, take that key and stick that key into the door, man, and unlock it for a lot of people that might be going through a situation like that.
You know, one of the most painful things that a person can experience is birth. You know, when a woman is giving birth and she's starting to have contractions, she goes through a lot of pain to bring life into reality, from the darkness into life. And you know, a lot of people are afraid of pain. They're afraid of going through that darkness. You know, they try to run away from it. Me, I run towards it. Every time that there's something negative, I'm going to walk on stage, just some butterflies, somebody I want to talk to, the nervousness, I say on the opposite side of this pain is greatness. This is allowing me to birth a new self. This is going to allow me to have a whole new way of thinking. So when you talk about changing your habits, you know, that's what a paradigm is. We got the whole paradigm shift that's going right now, and it's changing your multitude of habits. It's changing your program of thinking. So when I listen to your story, I'm listening to a person who is changing their habits, who is changing their paradigm, who is changing their programming. But part of that story is that when you went through that pain and you was in that darkness, then you had the ability to continue to go further, which means that now, okay, from that pain when you was laying down, you could have gave up and just stayed there. You might have got hit by a car. But since you got up and you went through that pain a little further, it allowed you to go to the next step so you can actually birth self into existence. Now, a lot of people are like this with their ideas. They're like this with the challenges that they have in life. I always tell people, when your mind is pregnant, you have an idea, you have something genius, you have to go through that labor. And when you're going through that labor, first your idea has to be impregnated. It's like in the woman's womb, and she's nurturing it. She has to nurture it over time. There's a consistent amount of time. But that's not enough. Okay, you're getting your... So that's not enough. You're getting your idea going. Everything is good. Let's say you're writing your business blueprint. Things are going great. Now, it's getting a little harder for you. Things are about to get a little real. The pain about to come. Because now here comes those challenges. You've been working all of this time. The idea's still not there yet. But then when you consistently go forward and consistently go forward through whatever challenge in life, which is like those contractions, whatever contraction, you still go forward, and then eventually you concentrate your passion for manifestation. Because manifestation is a concentration of passion. It's focusing your energy in one direction and one point. And whatever is in your peripheral distraction, you don't let that diverge you away from that which you want to bring into existence. But then I tell people, it's not enough to just birth it. When you birth the baby, what you got to do, you got to take care of it. Now, then it gets a little harder. You know what I mean? Now you got to buy diapers. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out daycare costs. Now you challenged with your time. So now when you birth the idea and you have this baby, which can be a business, which can be yourself, whatever it is, now you have to take care of it. There's never been a baby in existence that we remember as a legend. And we remember as great, because things have to have time to nurture and grow up before they can be great. So when you see somebody, you know, like you're on a journey, I always say life is about the journey, not the destination. Only destination in life is death. So if you see somebody on that journey, they're consistently doing good, and their mom was pregnant, they birthed their baby into existence, they're taking care of that baby, eventually that baby's going to get to a point where it can sustain itself. And then it can sustain itself so much that it starts to take care of you. That's when you know that you're a good parent of your baby. You're a good manager of your baby, where that baby can manage itself. And when I listen to the journey and I listen to, oh, I went through that pain, I went through that negativity, because when you work out, what you do, you're picking up negative weights. And at first, they hard to pick up. But then over time, that weight, because you becoming stronger, the negativity is easier. So now you got to actually challenge yourself to pick up more negativity to even become stronger. So I look at the analogy of life as if you have to go through the pain, you have to go through the negativity, you have to go through birthing yourself, then you have to take care of that baby that you birthed, which is yourself, or an idea, or a physical entity. But there's a lot of people who are afraid of pain right now, and they're looking at their circumstances that they went through from those dark times when they was in jail, when they was locked, whether they, you know, was homeless, whatever it is, and they saying, why me? Instead of saying, thank you, God, for giving me these challenges, because if I rise past these challenges, then I know that I'll be great. And then I know I'll be even able to pick up more, and anything below what I picked up so far will be easy for me to handle. There you go, right there.
Can you hear me, bro? You hear me now?
He has to close out and come back. Oh, he was missing all that greatness. Y'all drop a key if y'all enjoying what's going on right now, man. We tapped in with the good brother Garen Jones.
Y'all let us know if y'all having a good time, man. We're speaking dreams into existence.
Yeah. I don't know if he hear, but he has to close. He has the button on this app and then bring it back.
Let me pull him back. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Real quick. Was that came in?
Oh, yeah. So ever since the phone call, he didn't even hear us.
Y'all bear with us. We're gonna pull him back in, man. Somebody don't call my cell phone. Can you hear me now?
You have to press the home button and then bring it back.
Press your home button and then bring the app back.
Go work on his end. Y'all tell him to press the home button, y'all, in the comments. Tell him to click the home button and bring it back.
You hear me?
I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear nothing y'all saying.
Okay, so you tap back in with us now?
No, he can hear us. Oh, we can hear him. He can't hear us.
Oh, you don't hear us?
Listen to that comment. And just tell him to press the home button. One moment.
Hey, bro.
Yes, sir.
Press your home button and then bring it back in.
What's the home button?
Oh, I know, man. It was because somebody called me.
Yeah, somebody called me.
Somebody called you or me?
Somebody called me.
Them calls be interrupting the frequencies, y'all. Yo, I'm 19 Keys for all those who don't know. 19_KEYS. I'm gonna put mine in there. If you're not tapped in already to unlock
back.
please. There you go, right there.
Yes, sir.
That's a tool for you to know, just so you know.
And now I got it now.
So you didn't get none of that.
I got the energy.
Oh man, it was some keys, man. The people was loving it.
Hey,
No, I got the first part. I got the first like 5 minutes, but after that I didn't hear nothing.
It was when that phone call came in.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this though, bro. Do you think that it's a coincidence that I stayed in my car for I was homeless for 36 months. While I was in the back of my truck, I wrote 79 books when I was in the back of my truck. And all the books were based on inspirational quotes. And 15, 16 years later, I'm sitting right here at your home interviewing you, and you got all these inspirational quotes written on the wall. And one of my favorite quotes that I wrote was, never spend your present time with a person that you don't have a future with. And now I'm sitting here with 3 people that, I know I have a future with. So I want to talk about the importance of how important is it that we spend our time around people that add value to our life versus the people that take away from us.
I tell you, man, that's one of the most important things in life. But I look at your environment. It's like, think of ABCs. You think of ABCs, you learn the language. ABCs turns into words. Words turn into sentences. Sentences turn into paragraphs. Paragraphs turn into essays. Essays to books. Books to libraries. So let's just say that your environment that you grew up around was the birth of environmental ABCs. If you never change your environment, you never change how you are, who you are, this way that you talk, everything stays the same. Well, that ABC will cultivate into something. Whatever that is, whatever that environment is. So if it's a troubled environment, negative, insecurity, that's going to keep on expanding upon itself. And that environment, we have energetic bodies around you. So like they say, you are your environment. And then so when you are in that environment, it's literally shaping and molding you based off of observation. 75% of communication is nonverbal. It's what you're seeing. So once you're literally seeing and you're seeing and you're seeing and you're seeing, if you stay inside of that, there is no growth. The bird doesn't know how far it can fly unless it leaves the nest. So if you're still inside of the same environment that you were in when you were a little kid, and it's not a favorable environment and it was negative, that's the very thing that's like putting a 2-ton elephant just weighing you down. And you're like, I don't understand. I'm reading all these books. I'm like, you almost have no shot, because in your energetic body, it's being controlled by negativity, cynicism, insecurities, gossip, resentment. And all of those are like 1,000-ton weights. So if you want to be in another environment, just always think of the ABCs, or you learning another language. You can learn another language. You can go to Starbucks and then get Rosetta Stone and then kind of learn it once every 2 weeks. You ain't gonna learn that language. You'll be like, voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Yeah, I speak French. That ain't gonna do anything for you. It's not a favorable. It's not conducive to what you're really trying to do. However, if you went to France and you were among the people and you were eating the food and all you saw was the nature of French, that would expedite your process of learning that language. So if the language is positivity, if the language is wealth, if the language is love, generosity, gratitude, grace, wisdom, and you're not surrounded around people that are embodying those philosophies, principles, and characteristics, then you might be out of that, the natural habitat for that to actually happen for you. You know, you learned ABCs in an elementary school with a bunch of kids that came from many different backgrounds, but by the end of the school year, everybody knew the ABCs. It's the same thing with success. It's the same thing with happiness. So if you're around that, it's going to shape and cultivate, because that's all you're going to see, and you'll mold into what you see. You can't be what you can't see. So once you see it, like the 9th grader seeing the varsity jacket, you know, you start seeing it, you're like, how do I get that? What is that? What is that? Then you start seeing the ways in which they're showing up. You see the seniors walking around, how they got that pep in their step. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get the pep in the step. What do I do? I start with the pep in the step. Then I get my grades right. Then I start doing all these other activities outside of what I would normally do to embody the characteristic of somebody that was living life in a way that I wasn't, but I had to see it first. And that's the power of your community, of your accountability, of the people that you choose to surround yourself around.
Keys, can you give us the actual key to actually help us to unlock this dream? And good, hey, I appreciate you. That was a very well explained. You see the comments, right?
I don't think you can.
Yeah.
These comments are amazing, man. They loving the inspiration though. So I definitely, you answered that very well, man. Keys, what you think about that?
You know, it's something I've been taught ever since I was a child, is that environment is stronger than nature. So, you know, it's everyone's nature to be able to tap into their potential and to achieve greatness, but it's your environmental factors that actually dampen that ability to become great. So, you know, your free will, you're supposed to be able to say, did it be? That's how you know you have power and control over self, right? But let's say a person that smokes say, I want to stop smoking. And they say, you know what, I want to stop smoking today. Well, you're not going to be able to do that. But if you got that little voice in your head and you're telling yourself you want to do something and you don't have control, then what is that thing that has control over you? It's your environment. And so whatever you do frequently becomes your frequency. And you have to submit to the dominant frequency. So if you're surrounded by a crowd of people, and social media is the new crowd mind. At first, in let's say the 90s, early 2000s, the people you hanged around with, that was your crowd of people. Now, whoever you watch, you observe, that information, whether you're taking it in subconsciously or consciously, those are frequencies that's going to be referenced to start controlling your behavior. You might not even know that you're referencing somebody else's thought when somebody asks you for your opinion on this. Because you done scrolled up and down, you've been taking in so much of other environments that's not directly in your space, but it's in your mind. So when I look at the crowd mind of social media, it's also the hive mind. People only take in what's around them just because it's around them, not because it's right. And then that, because it's so frequently around you, it just becomes your dominant frequency that you take on. So if you're surrounded by negativity, everybody's negative. whether you want to be positive or not. The same way if you listening to some negative music, it's going to literally be trapped into the back of your head. It's going to be replaying and recording over and over and over. So when you go to sleep at night, that's what's recording in your head. So I break everything down to assets and liabilities because everything in our reality is energy. So, and I believe that power is the ability to control the phenomena of energy. So the more power you have over energy, your environmental factors of people in your life, the way you can manage yourself, your discipline, all of those things was what give you power. So let's say if somebody is going to give you some chips and somebody will give you an apple. Now the apple has energy from the sun. So us as human beings, we need energy. So we're going to eat the apple so that we can get the energy from the sun, and we're going to break it down our stomach. That's cool. That's an asset because my body had to spend energy in order to extract the energy from the apple, but it's going to give me more. Now, if I eat the chips, my body's going to go through the same process, but when I eat the chips, it's not going to get any energy from it. So my body's going to actually be tired. It's going to be a liability. It's going to take more than it gives. And your friends can be the same exact way, whether you're having a conversation with somebody and it's draining because you're listening to sound vibrations that's not positive for you. It's not actually energizing you. It's not doing nothing for your system. It's actually draining you to sit there and listen. So that conversation is a liability. So when I start thinking about everything in my life as assets and liabilities to my energy, I say, wait a minute. This conversation that we're about to have is not an asset towards my specific goal. Now, when I tell people about managing yourself, a manager is one who administers the activities of an organization for a specific goal. So when I think about if I have a goal in mind and I can't administer the activities of how I organize myself to actually reach that goal, then it's a liability to me. And the people around you and the activities that y'all commit in is not getting you to your goal, it's a liability. And that also means that you're not managing yourself right. But we're so used to accepting authority because that's how we've been taught in school. School comes from the German word school, which means to be the accepted thing. So we taught to be under authority, whether it's our parents, whether it's the language we speak, whatever it is. So if your environment is around you, that starts to manage you. That starts to become your authority. And because you're now in the in crowd, now you're the accepted thing. So for me, I say, nah, if my friends are negative, I'm going to manage them and get them out of my life. If the food not good for me, I'm going to manage myself and get that out of my life because that's not going to point me in the direction of my goal.
Keys. He gave way more than 19 keys. He gave about 125 keys in that one right there, bro.
Hey, man, I told you it's gonna be. Look, this ain't gonna be the typical live, right? You know what the typical live is, bro? It's two people sitting on here. So see, we couldn't wait on Instagram to allow 3 people to come on. So we had to be the paradigm shifters and go ahead and do this today together.
Absolutely.
Hey, I wanna make sure we get this clear, man. You have a passion for helping people, inspiring people. Now that we're spending our present time with the people we got a future with, you have a dream. I wanna be clear on what exactly is your dream and why did you decide that you want to dedicate your life to actually help yourself first and then go out and help others?
So before I even knew what my dream was, since I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a superhero, bro. You know, when you like 5 years old, you be like, oh, I want to be a Rocketeer. I want to be a president. Yo, since day one, I'm talking about 3, 4 years old, I wanted to be a superhero. I want to be stronger than the average man, have abs like an action figure, and save people's lives all over the world. When I got to middle school, people started to change that, and I still maintain. When I got to high school, people started wanting to do what their mom and dad did. Oh, I want to work this. I want to do this thing. And I was like, I thought you wanted to be a superhero. And I noticed as society and all these other factors started getting to those little kids who once wanted to be something really massive, they started making fun of me because I still needed, I still wanted to be a superhero. They were like, he still wants to be a superhero. Right. Then when it came to graduating, bro, this is crazy. When it came to graduating, they said, what are you going to do when you get in the real world? I literally said, I want to be stronger than the average man. I want to have abs like an action figure. And I want to save people's lives all over the world. They were like, you still want to be a superhero? You got to be realistic. I'm hearing this in high school as we filling out the credits and everything. It's the reason why I dropped out of school. I'm telling you, man. I would be in school, look at the one window outside. I'm like, I ain't supposed to be here. I'm not telling everybody not to be in school. It was just something I knew I was supposed to be in the world. So I've maintained wanting to be, my dream of wanting to be a superhero, literally saving people's lives all over the world. And once that started happening, and I look up and I'm on stage in front of 30,000, 48,000 people doing workshops, transforming breakthroughs and all this other stuff. It don't matter what nationality, like nationality, background, creed, age, everything, same message. Everybody's just flipping. And I was like, wait a second. I'm a superhero. I'm stronger than the average man. I got abs like an action figure. I'm saving people's lives all over the world. But then once I took ownership in it, because I was like, I said it when I was a little kid, but once I took ownership in it, I was like, I gotta create more superheroes. I gotta create a space for more superheroes. And what I realized was I've never seen a superhero who didn't overcome a crazy past. And no, that's how they got their superpowers. And so now, anytime I'm speaking, they'll be like, oh, how did you speak? And how did you do all this other stuff? It's like, that ain't me. That's little 5-year-old Garen that's just been living out his dream. And when you live out your childhood, whatever it is that you loved as a child, that's connected to source. That's like source energy that you're using. So when you're using what's inside of you, bringing joy to other people's lives, what happens is when people start waking up, because they say, oh, me too, me too, me too. I remember, me too, me too. As more and more people start waking up, now what happens is you start gaining access to more resources, whether it be money, stages, people, and all these different things. So I didn't know that that was my dream. All I was saying was, I want to be a superhero, and I want to create a whole bunch of superheroes all over the world. Like, but first I had to be one. And again, once I saw that, can y'all hear me?
Yeah. It paused for a second.
So once I saw what was happening, I was like, yo, I'm a superhero. I'm living out my dreams. And now I'm meeting all these superheroes. It's like Avengers coming together, just like how we came together. Yeah. I know y'all got a past. You don't just come, it's like, oh, surprise, Superman didn't just show up. Like, he literally went through something. He went through something, gained his powers, and then used it to spread that good all over the world. So I look at life through the eyes of little Garen that's just living out his dream. He got unlimited resources, unlimited access to energy. And one thing I wanted to share with you guys out there, some people, they may not know. They're like, I don't know, I forgot. Nobody in their right mind when they was a little kid said, hey, I want to work a 9-to-5 job out of security and fear so I can get paid less than my value and call another man or a woman a boss. No little 5-year-old ever said that. They gave up on something. So I'm always asking people, what'd you want to be when you was a little kid? When you was like 5 years old? Like, what was that? What'd you want to be? Imagine a little kid coming up to your leg going, mom, 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 dad, 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 and you ignoring that kid for 25 years. What you think the relationship would be like? Like something is missing. So I meet people all the time. They're like, they got all this money, got everything going on, but I just feel like something is missing. And then I asked them about their childhood, and they were like, oh, I don't remember too much. But you came over to this world with something. So if what is in your heart, what was in your heart got pushed away, then that means something ain't been nurturing. So we pretty much saying the same thing. 19 Keys, it was like something ain't been nurtured.
Right.
And if what hadn't been nurtured, imagine that thing that you love, imagine that was your inner child. And every single day that goes by, mom, 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 Dad, 20 years, you haven't even acknowledged the inner child or whatever it is that you love, whether it was dancing, singing, whatever. There was something that was connected to you that was already, you already came over here with. When I went back to that, that's when I had a surge of power, surge of confidence, surge of energy, and I gave that to the world. I realized I was living my dream. I was like, I'd be damned. I was like, you was going to get me regardless.
Right.
My dream was going, it was after me. And the thing I was running away from was the thing that I was designed to nurture.
Now, hey, before I pass this over to 19 Keys, what I'm hearing you say is never put your dreams in another person's hands because they'll never love your dream like you. Can you hear me?
Say that one more time.
You hear me good?
Close
out and come back in. Hey, we giving y'all that inspiration, man. This that straight fire right here, man. Y'all better tap all the way in, man. You back?
Okay. I'm back.
Okay, so out of all that you said, this what I took from it. And this for the audience right here. This for the 60, 70 some people that's tapped in. If y'all having a good time, I just want y'all to say, speak dreams right here, because we speaking dreams into existence today. Let me see it in the comments. Now, of all that you said, I want to make sure I wrap this up. Well, I want to make sure that the audience understand this. You basically said, never put your dreams in another person's hands because they'll never love your dream like you.
100%.
And I feel like a lot of people, and I'm going to pass this to 19 Keys because I know he can go in deeper on this subject. I feel like a lot of people have dreams, but they like to put their responsibilities off on my mama didn't do this for me, or my family didn't teach me how to have a job, or my family didn't listen to me when I told them I had a superhero. And I think it's just immature to be of a certain age and push them responsibilities off on someone else, because it's easy to put blame on somebody else than it is to work hard and actually do the work. So what I want to do is I want 19 Keys to, talk about the importance of why you should take responsibility of your own dream and stop expecting other people to actually fund your dream. Stop expecting other people to fund your superhero dream. And so many people think that people expect people to do more for them when they doing less. Just like this interview right here, we spoke this into existence. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't even have a car in LA. We got in the Uber, we came over here and we made this happen. So a lot of people, they're going to see this interview right here and they're going to be inspired, but this is just a conversation. The only reason why we doing this live is because of the work that we did when Instagram wasn't here. That's what got us to this destination. So my point of that conversation, my point of making that point is everybody that's watching, when you get your butt off this live, you got some work to do. 19 Keys, unlock that dream.
Man, that's a lot following up y'all too, but we're gonna get into it. I always say purpose is the highest frequency you can live your life on. But purpose is a thing, I think it's synonymous to truth. And a lot of people don't live truthfully. And you start to make up lies along your life. From the age of 1 into the rest of your life, you start to lie to yourself. Oh, this is the job I want. Oh, I'm going to do it because of this money. This is going to make me feel good. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to this goal. And when you start to evaluate yourself and you start to really look at why you do things, you say, wait a minute, I'm not doing it for this money goal because I got this money and this money doesn't actually fulfill me. So then you start to eliminate that out the way. Like, nope, it's not actually for the money goal. I actually did it more for this journey. And the journey allows you the ability to start understanding yourself a little more. And then so when you start to eliminate those lies out the way, then the truth comes. Like, wait a minute, I'm doing this because I like to speak. Oh, wait a minute, I like to speak, but what can I do with my speaking? Then I can change the world. Then you jumble back to when you was younger. Like myself, I know one of the first things, I've always believed that I was destined for something world changing. I've always believed that I had a greater destiny. So it'd be times growing up in West Oakland or South St. Louis that we'd be getting shot at, And in the back of my mind, this was my literal conversation with self, is that I wasn't worried because I knew that I wasn't going to die here because I was destined for something greater long later on in life and time. Times where I'm caught cases sitting in interrogation rooms, I'm like, this is not where I'm not about to be locked up for this. I got a greater destiny, because that's something that I've configured ever since I was a child. Now, the thing about your mind is throughout your entire life, your mind stays the same. It's your body that starts to wander away. You know what I mean? And then your body doesn't allow you to have those electrical thoughts that you had when you was a child. So when you're a child and you're able to dream, whether you're lucid dreaming or whatever it is, your mind has these electrical thoughts. And truth is electrical energy. So when you're young and you got this vibratory energy, then it allows you to see your purpose more clearly. But when you become an adult, you start to rob yourself. You start to add on nothing but liabilities in your life, and it doesn't even allow you to think electrical anymore. So therefore, you start to take on the paradigm of everything around you. So that inner child, you start to kill that inner child a little bit, and then you start to take on this construct of what we call adulthood, which is more so just taking on the role of whatever society tells you and deems you like, okay, at age 18, you're supposed to do this. 21, you're supposed to do this. 25, you're supposed to have this. By 30, you're supposed to be married with these kids, and then you're supposed to give you a list of jobs that you can choose from to say, okay, tell me which one is your dream. How the hell can my dream fit in something so small? It doesn't really make sense. Whether I'm supposed to be an engineer, I'm supposed to be a doctor, or a lawyer, those are firemen, a policeman. Those are things we feed to our children to tell them to start choosing and picking this. Even though it may be totally outside the realms of what we had dreamed up for ourselves before we got those list of things that we could become. So society starts to train you and engineer you to pick whatever's in the box. But your mind doesn't have a box. Nature doesn't even create straight lines and boxes. So your mind is this thing that has a limitless potential. And so you thinking based on possibility. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't even think of the impossible until somebody tells you, no, realistically, billionaire, you can't become a millionaire by age of 21. You can't do that. So they start killing your dreams. And then I look at it like this. You got two selves. You got your disciplined self, and then you got your more spontaneous, I'm going to live free in the moment self. So what ended up happening is you start robbing your future self of the dream. And the way you rob your future self, let's say, what's today's date?
Today is the 30th.
The 30th. So it's August 30th, so 2018. So let's say August 30th, 2019. I have a goal and I have a dream in mind. Let's say I want to become smarter or I want to become richer. Now, I can imagine my future self in 2019, right? Now, I know that everything that I do today and the next day, going forward, I'm either going to be adding to his pocket, adding to his intelligence. Now, in my mind, I see this person. That's the person I want to become. My future self is the only person I'm jealous of because he got everything that I want and need. He's living the life that I want. But I can rob the hell of my future self. Let's say I'm spending money on liabilities. I'm spending money on something that's not going to be an investment that's going to get me that goal of what his bank account look like. Now I'm imagining his bank account going down every single day. I'm not reading that book. I'm not taking notes. I'm not taking time to meditate and get my mind right. So by the time it comes around to August 30th, 2019, and I become that person, I will either rob him or invest it into him. And that's kind of what we do with our dreams. We either robbing ourselves of our dreams or we investing in it. And everybody else around us help us rob ourselves of that dream by giving us things that are outside that scope of what we want to be and who we want to become. But entrepreneurs and things of that nature is more so freedom. You say, you know what? I actually don't have to live by these rules and this construct anymore. I can create my own paradigm. I can think of what I wanted to do when I was a child. And I can actually become that. And in 2018, because of social media and all these tools we have, when it used to be celebrities and things of that nature and rappers were picked by a handful of executives, now a person can take their dream and make it themselves. So you the one who create the rules for your own life now. You saying And I look at the people who's famous now, the people who's doing great now. Those a lot of time were the children that they told you can't do this. But when they figured out, like, wait a minute, the power in my hands, I'm about to take back control of what my dream was. Now watch me run with it.
19 Keys does it again.
I just got
I'm gonna hit him with about 135 of them.
Hey man, you see, all I do is throw the dream out there, my brother. Now we got to give them the key to go unlock that dream.
Well, you
yes,
know,
sir.
The number 19 is a smallest number that represents all numbers. So the way I look at it is, I'm a polymath. I learn universal knowledge to solve specific problems. So I take the 1, and then you add that 1 plus 9, which you get 10, right? Then you add that 1 plus 0, it comes back down to that 1. So it's more so saying that, okay, if my future self in 2019, that's that 9, right? But this 1 is the actions I do today, and then the steps of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But when you add that up, it always comes back down to that 1, that journey. You know what I mean? So it's more so taking, you know, whether it's, I can give you basic knowledge, the micro, I can teach you about atom, the general relativity, the sociology, whatever your level is, I'm going to get it somewhere in between that 1 through 9. I'm going to get, like, if you can't understand it on the high level, I give it to you at the low level. So what I try to do is give it at all levels, because I know in somewhere, somebody go gravitate towards it. It might have been level 3 of knowledge or level 1. They say, nah, I understand the basic of what he was talking about. And they say, nah, some higher science. Break it down a little deeper. Go into metaphysics and stuff. Or some people just say, give me the psychology of it. So some people just need the motivation. So, but I know that each one of us on different levels, because if I had a conversation based on my level of understanding, it sounds like a different language. So instead of speaking a different language, I'll just speak the universal language and allow people to get it between that 1 through 9.
So basically what I hear 19 Keys saying is, to everybody that's listening to this, it's okay for your pockets to be broke as long as your mind makes sense. No matter what level you at, you know what I'm saying? Neither one of us are any better than you out there. We all have something to offer in this world. And one of the things that I never wanted to see people do, brother, because a lot of people have worked so hard to make money, to, you know what I'm saying, whatever their dream is, to get women or whatever. And let's hypothetically say, you know, a lot of people want to work to make money, but a lot of people lose themselves. I wrote a quote that says, I appreciate your existence. Can you hear me? So I wrote this quote that says, I appreciate your existence. I went to this funeral one time, and I saw that this particular person, a family member of mine, got more flowers dead than alive. So I want to talk about the importance of someone appreciating the existence of what, because I understand that you go out and you motivate a lot of people, but who inspires you? Who shows you that they appreciate your existence while you actually living? How important is it for us to appreciate people when they live in, my brother, and not waiting on someone to die to say, I love you? How important is it for you to say, you know, I want to give my daughter her flowers when she's living, not when she's dead? You know what I'm saying? Because you spoke about, you know what I'm saying, not having a relationship for, like, you know, a certain amount of years. And now you said that added so much joy into your life. So how has showing appreciation to your daughter while you're living added value to you helping other people to live their dreams?
You know, it's real. I love that you're bringing this up, because there's so many families out there, so many broken homes, broken relationships, co-parenting, not working at all. And it took me 15 years, and I couldn't seem to figure it out to save my life. And I was making her mom wrong. I was making my past wrong, and I just didn't get it. And the very nature of the women that were around me, I never thought to ask them, what do women want? I assumed, but it wasn't until I went to a 5-day silent retreat, no phone, no computers, and I was just in nature. We were praying and meditating all day. At the very end, I was going to my car. This guy named Steve said to me, he was like, "You're a good-looking guy. Like, you dress nice, you speak well. So it's safe to say you don't have a problem getting women." I said, "Absolutely not." He said, "Get a date with your daughter." And I was like, "She's a girl. I can do that. What do women want?" And I started talking to all these women in my life. And they say they want to be safe. They want to be acknowledged. They want to be heard, loved, feel protected. And I'd never come from that place. And I decided in that moment that instead of this being this wimpy, whiny person that's just, oh, I hope she sees that I've changed. And I decided that I am the most powerful representation of who she will marry one day. And that automatically shifted who I was being. And inside of that being, I decided that I wasn't going to wait for anything. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to get the door, get the door for her now. I'm going to nurture her now. I'm going to love her hard now. I'm going to cuddle with her. We're going to watch movies. I'm going to take her on dates now. And inside of that now, I saw all of these other people around me looking at me as now a new representation of who their father could potentially turn into. Because they only had one way to see a man. And all the women in my life saw their dad through my eyes. And it magically, they started developing relationships with their dad after 20 years, 30 years. Dad doing the same thing. And I was like, wow, when you do it now, it also has the ability to amplify and create a ripple effect to impact other people's lives. So actually doing it now, it's not just something for your soul, but it's something as an example for someone else to see what's possible on how to fill up their own personal love cup, their spiritual cup. And I lived in my last place where I lived in was a high rise in Santa Monica, and the youngest person that lived there was 75 years old. The oldest person was 103. That was my neighbor. All I did was talking to old people, the older people, every single day. They were dying off, cleaning out the apartment, put another person in. But I was asking them, what are some things that you're learning now? But they were learning this now because they knew they was about to die. And I said, whatever they learning now, and you can't get this knowledge, this is wisdom knowledge from years of living. Whatever they doing now, I'm about to apply. Whatever they're doing now, when they know they're about to die, I'm about to apply now to expand upon this life. So I started doing everything that I love. I started really building relationships with all of my family members, down to my nieces and nephews, like people that I kind of like usually see them during holidays. I made it once a week. I'm gonna make sure, like once a week. And I started putting all of that stuff in the now. I felt more alive than in anything that I ever done in my life. And so now I have the relationship with my daughter. She's spending the night tonight. She just texted me while we were on here. You want to have some pizza tonight? And, we work out together and all these different things. I'm like, wow, 15 years, I couldn't figure it out. And in last 2 years, it was like she just wanted to be loved and held, and she needed an example. And it's the most beautiful. I have the most beautiful job on the planet. People can look at my other trades, whether it's real estate development, a wellness entrepreneur, whether it's global speaking, transformational speaking. But I got the best job, and that is being a positive role model in my daughter's life. That is the #1 job on the planet for me. That has given me the keys
Yes, sir.
into a whole nother level of loving, of joy, of happiness. And it wasn't, she didn't give me happiness. She elicited another level of happiness inside of me. And I'm able to give that away. Like, nobody can give me happiness, but they can present themselves in such a way where I discover the happiness. I'm like, damn, you've been here the whole time. So now I'm just elevated in a way where everything is peaceful. When I go to sleep at night, it's calm, no voices in my head, free of debt, free of fear, free of doubt. Like the kind of person that can get to that. All I'm trying to do, all I'm doing is opening up this potion, letting you smell it. You can't have my potion. You gotta create your own batch.
Hey, this powerful, man. One of the things that I love the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you out here in your daughter's life. And I love the fact that when you were speaking, you stopped yourself from using the TRY word and you said, I'm doing. Because you are doing it. And I think if a lot of people would understand that the speaking the dreams into existence and living out your best life and appreciating your existence while you living and your family members' existence while they living is understanding the value of the words that we actually speak and that we use. But it don't stop with the actual speaking things into existence. Some people need to understand, people understand the law of attraction, but for some reason they don't understand the law of execution. It's almost near an hour. I don't want to give too much, but Keys, can you just give them the key to the level, like when people hear law of attraction, it's like, yeah, you got to attract it. But what you have attracted is work. And then they like, oh, this ain't what I asked for. Right. It's like, oh, yeah, the law of attraction works, but it requires the law of execution, the law of action, the law of cause and effect.
Work is the cure. Work is the answer for everything. Work, the way I look at it is, work is an exertion of energy. Now, when you go work for somebody else, what they pay you for? They pay you for your energy over time because they need more energy for their business. Business is an activity of life. You need to have your business continuously flowing with energy. I look at it like a wheel. You spin the wheel, and then that wheel will start to slow down unless you got some more energy coming towards, some more busyness. Kind of like a flow of customers coming in. And so when I think about that execution phase, a lot of people are afraid of it because it's the same thing that happened when you procrastinate. The same thing that happened in your mind when they study the person's brain scan. They say, damn, when a person actually starts procrastinate, the same thing that emits pain starts to light up when they procrastinate. They don't want to go any further. You become in love with the idea, but not in love with the work. So what I see when I look at somebody that I consider to be genius, I look at somebody that I consider to be smart, that made it some success within life. I'm not motivated by their speaking. I want to know what their training regimen is. I want to know what they actually do. And then I look at it to where I'm not looking at it, okay, they made it to this point. I know that behind all of that was a lot of work. And that's what I respect. And so I was talking about this a little bit the other day on my live, is that when you see somebody that's truly confident, let's say a Mayweather, to where a person considers that sort of personality to be confident, well, I say behind that is a lot of work, and work is humility. So when you actually have that attachment to where you create an idea and you work it, that's when you start to see yourself manifest things in real time. So if I say, like, when you talk about in the moment, I believe one of the pillars to being a man is willpower. Whether you can say it is and then it be. If I can communicate thoughts from my conscious mind and then birth it into reality, that means that I didn't care about the pain that was necessary. I just went further.
Don't give them all the keys, bro. They gotta do some work.
Hey, look, but work is the key, because this is something that I apply. Like I see my brother actually take his own advice and apply it. And I apply it any time that I'm sick. I know I need to work on my body. It needs some sort of energy. I need to figure out how it works. So when I literally think about work is the answer for everything, I know that's 100% facts. And all of the people around the world, I don't care what the leaders, politicians, speakers, they're going to tell you this little secret that everybody on the planet that's successful have in common, and that's work. And that's the execution.
Can you hear us, bro?
Hey, people calling.
Hey, okay, we ain't gonna take up too much of your time, man. We had a great.
No, I'm
great,
trying
man.
to get back to because it's silent. I couldn't hear you at first, so I had to go to the homepage.
Hey, I had to stop my brother because I don't want them to think that they life just gonna change just because we sit here having a conversation. We giving you the keys. We giving you the dream. You got to go do the work, man. The reason why we got us three got on this live is because we love each and every one of you. We believe in you. We want to see your dreams manifest. I mean, my brother is right downstairs. We could have had this conversation alone. It could have just been us three. But no, we decided to bring you into this, you know what I'm saying, this amazing room where all these inspirational quotes are at, and let you absorb the same energy that we felt. And so to every one of y'all that's listening, I don't want you to follow my brother 19 Keys. I don't want you to follow my brother, Mr. Jones right here. I want you to lead with each and every one of us, because too many of us are followers and not enough of us are actual leaders. You know what I'm saying? I have an Instagram quote that says, if you have less money in the bank than you have followers on Instagram, you need to get you a new group of friends. I'm gonna let y'all process that for a second. If you got less money in the bank than you have followers on Instagram, you need to get you a new group of friends. We be focused on the wrong things, man. And us three want to continue to add value in your life. If you connect with 19 Keys, Mr. Jones here, Billionaire PA, connect with all of us and let's speak dreams into existence. My brother, do you have anything else you want to give to these people to inspire them how to go from that? And I want to ask you so much more stuff, man, but I don't want to give out all the information. Your book coming out in what, 3 months?
My book, Change Your Mindset, Change Your Life, be out in 3 months. You can find me, of course, on my Instagram, GarenJones.com, my website, Garen Jones, Facebook, Garen Jones. Thing I want to leave with is, if it doesn't involve your heart, it's going to lead you into a world that's unrecognizable to your truest self. Stay connected to your heart. Let every decision that you make check in with your heart. How's the feeling? If it feels off, if it feels off, go to where it feels on. Go to where, you feel alive, vibrant, like something is going ding, 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 ding on the inside of you. That's the unlived you trying to get out. Wanting to get out. Screaming to get out. And
you got 20 seconds.
I got 20 seconds. I'm just going to share this with you. Change your mindset. Change your life. On the other side of what you resist is the door to more.
Y'all tap in, man. This is one of the best. Hey, man, we done did some amazing life. Look, let's give everybody a hug, man. That's our hug to y'all, man. Stay positive. Go get y'all dreams. Send the video to Oprah, man. Show them Oprah right there, bro.
Oh, Oprah.
Look, we got Oprah in here, huh? Y'all thought we was playing? We out here living these dreams, man. If this don't inspire you to change your life, man, change your mindset so you can change your life, I don't know what will. Brother, I appreciate your existence. Keys, I appreciate your existence, man.
Yes,
thank y'all for tapping in. Look what we got behind us right there. Woo, see y'all later, man. Love y'all to life.